Good evening, YouTube. It's Jesse again. Just wanted to give you another video. And this video is about changing a manifold absolute pressure sensor. Working on a Chrysler 200, and apparently they went from the 2.4 normally aspirated to another 2.4, but it's a direct injection engine. So that little manifold absolute pressure sensor is a little bit tough to find. I'm just going to give you a little tech tip here because I haven't seen one on YouTube, so you know where it's at. It seems like it's a common fellow item, make the car run rough. Just got one from Chrysler. Wouldn't you know it, it's made in China. Give you the part number here. If you're going to get a, if you have a Chrysler 200 or a little small 2.4 engine, 2015, here you go. Here's the part number, 68199324AA. Look that up. You could probably get it in other places. As you can see, it's made in China, so pretty much you go to the regular parts store, you're probably going to get the same part. This one cost me something like 35, 40 bucks. You can get them at the parts store for about $15 to $20. Now, the original one came here. You can see it's a little bit different. It's a little bit bigger. I'm not sure if they had issues, but this one happened to start, it started to run a little rough. The dealer had diagnosed it. My friend told me that they wanted $700 to replace this along with the actual wiring connector. So I told them to give it to me and I'll fix it. As you can see, it's a little bit different. The wiring connector that I got from the dealer was a little different also. I think they probably improved how it connected because apparently as the vibrations of the engine move, those little thin pins in there start to get loose and the signal wire goes bad, giving you a trouble code. So if you have that problem for the manifold absolute pressure sensor fault, possibly it could be the connector or it could be the unit itself. So let me get back to what I'm doing here. You can see when they gave me the connector was like $50, but they gave you a whole bunch of connectors. And mind you, none of the color or the wiring colors were correct. In this particular vehicle, I have a purple, I have a yellow, and I have a blue or a black purple for ground. And as you can see, none of these are purple, right? And none of them are yellow red, and none of them are a purple black. So basically I had to go with the wires that I had. However, these ends fit exactly in the connector. They fit nice and tight. I could tell the difference on how tight it felt. And in addition to that, let me go back to the car here and I'll show you exactly where this is. So if you go on the left side of the engine, on the air cleaner side, you'll go down and it's right on the left side of the water pump. You can see down there on the intake manifold, you can see a small hole. I'll put my finger basically right there. You can see my finger. Sorry about the focus, but there's a little hole on the left side there, and that's where the manifold absolute pressure sensor goes. Typically, it's on the upper part of the intake manifold, but since this is direct injection, it's a little bit harder to find. So anyways, I had to change the connector, and you can see I did a wiring job here, and notice that this connector right here has a lock. Now the stock connector, I'm not sure if it had a lock or not, but apparently the dealer took it off. I'm not sure if they broke the connector or not, but I'll show you what that looks like. Let me get to it here. Oh, sorry about that. It's right here, back in the engine. Sorry for the delay. But you can see how this looks the same, but it's not necessarily the same. You see right here, you don't have a lock. So my guess is maybe the dealer had lost a lock or they pried it open and they broke it or something, and maybe they blamed that for, you know, for the sensor going wonky. I'm not sure, but you can see the color differences here. You got a purple, and then you have a black purple, and then it'd be yellow, and you can see how my wiring colors do not match. However, I'm not really too concerned about it. It's only 3 wires, and if you go back in a wiring harness, which I took all the way back towards this part of the harness, but I split it out, so if there's any other issues, they could always get to it pretty easy and they could fix that. So anyways, here's the new connector. Once you slide it on, you could actually push this and lock it into the sensor, and I could demonstrate that real quick with the new sensor. The thing about it is you can't lock it without the sensor in place. So if I slide this in here like, all right, so here I got it in. See, it's locked, and then you take this tab and you actually do that. So it doesn't matter if you push this, it's not going to come out. You actually have to let that tab go back before you can actually pull it out again. So I guess this is a better design because it really locks it in place, and I guess it prevents the wiggle factor with this particular sensor. So it might have been an improvement to the stock design in 2013 or 14 and 15 because they were probably having issues because these connectors are readily available through Chrysler. So anyways, I just wanted to show you how to work on a manifold absolute pressure sensor, tell you where it's at on a 2015 Chrysler 200, or if you have a smaller 2.4 engine that's a 2013 or newer, that's where it's going to be along with the connector. Now it took me probably a total about an hour and a half to 2 hours to actually unravel all the wires, put the new connector in. I soldered in the connector. I did not do a butt connector or anything like that because I do not trust butt connectors when it comes to signals to the computer. So I soldered it in, and after I soldered it in, I'll actually put everything back in its trays just like it was from the factory, and I'll put it back together. Hope this video helped somebody. If you did, like the video. Have a great night. Bye.